Yeah.
Yeah. So if you tried to do that with the Clone High characters, I wonder what it would give you. So anyway, this is a very special episode of A Cubic Inch of Sound, in which we all watched Clone High over the past week, and now we're about to talk about it. My name is Luke, and I owe Dan a large Five Guys fry.
I'm Kevin. I don't.
I'm Dan, and I'm wearing a flannel.
I'm Will, and I registered to vote.
I'm Tim, and I'm older than 5 babies combined.
I'm Nick, and I'm the 35th President of the United States.
No way.
Wow.
A couple weeks ago I said I wasn't the president.
I'm honored, Mr. President.
Thank you.
You know, I really hope that everyone is registered to vote, honestly. It's your civic duty, and that's a fact.
Unless
We all
you're
tried to
under
look
the
at
age of
the viewer.
18, it's okay if you're not registered to vote. Like-
No, you gotta forge it. It's your civic duty. If you're the 5 babies that Tim is older than, you have to vote.
All of them, yeah.
Tim, I'd wager that you're older than even more than 5 babies.
How old of babies are we talking?
Well,
I don't know, baby age.
Are the
What's
Like
the baby
Tim's
age?
age divided by 5.
are the 5 babies the predecessors to the 5 guys?
yes, in fact they are.
Is one of their names Rick?
No.
So anyway, how was Clone High? How'd you guys enjoy it?
Okay.
Kevin, did you watch it? I meant to
Yes,
ask you.
I did.
So-
I-
Cool.
This show, I watched the first episode and I was like, man, that was really weird. I don't know if I'm gonna tell the guys I'm gonna go on, but then I was like, man, wait, no, I have to watch more. I had to watch it. It's a very concentrated show. I had to watch it in like spurts. The humor really felt very.
It's like the
concentrated.
Cobra Gun.
I
It was
watched
very
it
good. It was very good.
literally the past 4 hours. If I finished, that's why I was 1 minute late to getting into this call.
I don't know what you
Yeah.
mean, Will. I watched it in episodes because it's a show with episodes.
No, I know.
I watched
Yeah.
when I was eating a meal, I'd put on an episode.
While Luke was
and then
watching the
do something
episode, Will was
else.
watching the spurts.
Well, no, I did the same thing, but it was just like, I don't know. The humor was, it was very over the top, and I mean, I enjoyed that. So like,
Comedy.
I have to say, like, why is like every cartoon from the past 25 years from Phil Lord and Chris Miller? Like, every single.
Is
it seems like,
it?
yeah.
Who are those people?
I mean, a lot of them. A lot of the famous, the good ones.
Lego Movie. This.
Cloudy with a Chance.
Spider-Verse, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that one.
It's
It's just like
Spider-Verse.
I was like, damn, they are in everything.
Also, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs wasn't that good.
It was pretty good,
I
It wasn't
it
like
was, it was
phenomenal.
fine.
but I think it was a pretty good movie.
I'd say it was good for what it was. Like, for an adaptation of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs into a movie, I was like, alright, that wasn't that bad. That's actually the same way with the Lego movie, you know? Like, for an adaptation of Lego into a movie, yeah, that was good. That was
I don't know. I think the Lego Movie was definitely better than. That's
I
good.
would say that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Lego movie was pretty good.
Yeah, but not the second one.
Big thing I was surprised about with the show was that Bill Lawrence was one of the showrunners with Phil Miller and
No,
What, you guys looked this shit up?
Phil Lord.
You don't
no,
watch the
it's
show?
in the like title at the beginning
Oh.
of every episode.
Anyway, I was
A very
surprised
special
that,
episode.
this show was airing at the same time as Scrubs, which was Bill
Yeah.
Lawrence's like big sitcom. And looking at the IMDb page, like almost all the background characters and a decent amount of the main characters are all just Scrubs cast. Which I find really funny.
Who animated this? Like, what studio animated this? Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, this looks like Fairly Odd Parents as well as Total Drama, like at the same time. I mean,
That was just kind of like the style at the time, and also Total Drama intentionally copied Clone High's like art style.
like actually.
Did it?
Yeah, they confirmed that they were trying to copy Clone High with the art style.
Well,
I don't know. I'm just looking at the ears of the characters, and I'm like, those all look like Fairly Odd Parents' ears. Like
Yeah.
one of them characters like has the neck ear from like Crocker.
I think that was just like the aesthetic of the time. I guess I don't know.
Listen,
So,
I
fun
watched
fact, while
Teen
we're-
Titans, and no one had neck ears.
While we're talking about the Lego movie, right? The Lego movie had a Lego minifigure of Abraham Lincoln who had the same voice actor as
Yeah.
Abe Lincoln in
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
which
Yeah.
is fun. Yeah.
Huh.
Also-
I vaguely remember the Lego Abe Lincoln too, as he's in the scene where it's like the Master Builder Council
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Oh, I'm Lego Abe Lincoln."
Like a
Sounds just
rocket
like that.
bear.
Incredible.
Will Forte is very good at playing a hapless protagonist. This
Yeah.
and Last Man on Earth. Are
Oh,
the
yeah.
two things I know him from.
I think what you mean is that he's very good at playing Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
I have to say, JFK's ass is like unbelievable.
It's
In
godly,
this
but
show.
what about the show? So anyway, the show, right? It's a bunch of clones of historical figures in a high school, made in the 1980s by the Board of Shadowy Figures to create a clone army, for some reason.
But the show was made in 2002.
Yes, yeah. It also takes place then, but they were made because they had to grow up a little bit. That's why they were made in the 80s.
Which is interesting because in the title card, it was like it showed them just like growing into teenagers in the thing. And so at first I was like, oh, okay, they just didn't have childhoods, and then they would flash back to the childhoods.
Yeah.
It was like
But
Fake memories.
I didn't even think about
I don't
that.
know.
It seemed I'm a little iffy on whether they were supposed to be like secret clones or not. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
like they're corralled into a facility or anything. They're kind of just let loose, but like
Oh no, we do see them leave the town.
I mean, what are they gonna
I'll
say? Like, you kind of look like Abe Lincoln.
There's
Yeah.
also
Well, I don't
other
know. If
clone
a
high
guy
school.
introduced himself as a clone of Abe Lincoln to me and looked exactly like Abe Lincoln, I'd be a little bit confused.
Good joke.
Like, they know that they're clones.
I think we
yeah.
can almost agree the shadowy board of secret figures is just really inept at being secret.
I think you messed
I
up
mean-
the name a bit. I'm not
Is
sure.
it the
It's-
shadowy
it's
council
fine,
of secret
yeah.
figures?
I
I
think,
think it's
The
the
secret
board.
board of shadowy figures.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Secret figure goes in the jar.
Shadow.
They did literally air the basketball game on some form of television.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
Yeah,
clone
two-
high school.
Mm-hmm. I
And then
gotta say,
Scudsworth, of course, the principal, is trying to take the clones for himself to create the clone zoo.
Well, the
oh, he
basketball
wants to
game,
create Cloney Island.
did it actually air anywhere? They admitted, like, hey, my microphone's not plugged in, and hey, I don't even have a microphone. So maybe no one heard
Oh,
that it was
true.
clones. They just
That's-
saw a bunch of
that's
people.
Yeah, but I mean, also, they didn't really care that much because Abe Lincoln went on the Abe Lincoln mild ride, and he was just like a ton of people there. So I don't think they cared too much.
Yeah, the like restaurant, the diner place that they went to was called the Grassy Knoll, and I'm like, is that is that just a random ass diner that happens to be JFK themed, or is that like only on Clone High property or something? Also, why would they call it that if it was? It seems like it's a name in poor taste regardless.
Or the,
I'm gonna start a diner called the Grassy Knoll, and it's only gonna be for clones of historical figures to go to.
yeah, they also hung up a painting of Lincoln's assassination.
Yeah.
I think that might have been part of the experiment.
It's like a
You've
gag
got a
restaurant.
niche audience, but it's really like the clones of historical figures are really gonna fucking love it.
I
They're
think
either
it's
going
like a
to
gag
love it or
restaurant
they're
where,
going.
like, it just so happened to be the place where all the clones hang out.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's like a chain. Like,
Honestly, I sort of had weird expectations for this, where I had heard the controversy that it caused, and I'm like, oh man, this is just gonna be like an absurdly offensive show, just like taking the piss out of everything. But you watch it and it's like, I don't know, it kind of does. It kind of makes fun of historical figures, but it's also just kind of like a mild mannered comedy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like the reason it got canceled was because they used Gandhi as comic relief, and
Yeah, which is a
There were a
shame
lot of-
because Gandhi
yeah.
was funny in this.
yeah, he was.
eh.
I bet he would have loved it.
All right, but can we all talk about Jack Black for a second?
Oh my god, that was my favorite episode.
That was my
very
favorite.
good.
The
There was
Jesus
like a
Christ
wa-
Superstar Raisin Jack Black rock
Dude.
opera.
There was like the weird like one
Oh,
frame
yeah.
messages.
Oh yeah,
those
Yeah.
were cool. Like the subliminal messages they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Dude, after I watched that episode, I started smoking raisins. It's just that's how they get you.
No,
That's how
Luke, you
being
can't do
raisin-
that.
I like Jack Black though. It was
Yeah.
he was.
I had
mean,
a
the
double
show
take.
had
I'm like, wait, this guy kind of looks like Jack Black. Kind of sounds like him too. Oh, it's Jack Black.
It took me too long to figure out that was Jack Black.
This show had a good amount of just like guest voice actors.
Yeah.
Who were just actors, you know.
Like Ashley from O-Town.
who could forget?
Yeah. Hey, who do you think they got to voice Marilyn Manson? I bet that
Marilyn
would have been
Manson.
really crazy, you know.
Who do you think they got to play John Malkovich in this?
I was just gonna bring that up, but I didn't know if I want to do that.
That was the joke I was making.
Oh.
Because it was Marilyn Manson. playing
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson.
Well, I knew you were saying that like as a callback, but I wanted to. I didn't do it. Nick needs to defend himself for that one.
I don't need to defend myself.
Yeah, you do. I'm attacking you.
Well, I'm
No,
like
Kevin,
50
you
miles
need
away.
to defend Nick right now.
I'm not defending Nick. I didn't make any claims. I almost
Well,
made a
you
claim.
need to offend Nick then. You gotta
Don't-
do something.
I'm gonna drink
Please
water.
don't offend me. Okay,
You
that's
can
good enough.
support Nick, maybe. Give him a little healing.
I wrote like earlier, like in the first couple episodes in my notes, I was like, man, I don't get all the hate for Abe Lincoln. And then in the
Fuck
last
Abe
few episodes,
Lincoln.
I was like, oh, I get all the hate for Abe Lincoln now.
Yeah.
I think
Bro.
he's
I-
an idiot.
I think
Dude,
we can say that Mordecai isn't the biggest cartoon simp.
Yeah.
I don't even know because like Abe Lincoln is the biggest fucking simp in the world, but then Joan of Arc is trying to beat him by simping on him. Like,
Yeah.
if a simp gets simped on, does that somehow make them less of a simp?
And also, like,
If there's like double simping?
Lincoln was a simp, but I mean, his simping did technically pay off. Like,
Not really,
he did-
because she was just a whore.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
Am I wrong?
A lot of guys are into whores.
That's brutal wording. I guess they
I'm
would use
using
it
the
in this
show's
show.
wording.
Yeah.
They were dating. I mean, Abraham Lincoln probably could have found somebody better if he wasn't such a fucking asshole. But he
Who,
was,
who
seemed
could
pretty
he have
pleased with
possibly dated besides Cleo?
himself. That's a good question. I don't fucking know. I just like
Actually,
I don't think that the show is bad because of that. Like,
Yeah.
I understand why they did that, and this bugs me more in the way that it's supposed to bug me, but it fucking annoyed me the entire time. I'm like, Abe, just like, look around, you know? Joan of Arc is fucking right there. She's right there.
she's even a goth GF, you know?
No, she is not a goth GF. She's just a goth. No GF.
Yeah.
Well, she's a potential goth GF.
She's
Well,
like,
at
"Hey."
the end, she fucks somebody.
She's a goth one
Not
night
Abe
stand.
Lincoln.
Mm.
Yeah,
JFK.
they're not very clear. All right. Who knows?
What aren't they
Well,
clear
because,
about?
Because at first I was like, oh man, yeah, Joan and Abe should totally get together. And then as I went on, I'm like, you know what? Abe doesn't deserve anyone.
Yeah.
He doesn't fucking deserve anything.
Well,
He
I don't
can-
know.
He can rot in hell for all I care.
He and Gandhi had some pretty good chemistry in that one scene where they made out.
Oh yeah, that's true. I would support that.
Those
Gandhi paid him $4 for it.
But Joan of Arc and JFK, go right ahead. If that makes you two happy, then do whatever you fucking want.
JFK didn't see it coming either.
And by
But you know what I didn't see coming? That cliffhanger ending. Ooh, am I right?
Oh man, who's excited for the reboot?
Right when I had seen this show already knowing about the reboot, so I was thinking like, ah man, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna like
There's
freeze
a
everybody
reboot?
or something? And then I got to the end and I was like, oh,
Do we know that it's a reboot versus a sequel?
I don't think
If
it's.
it's a continuation,
I
it's
don't.
going to be a reimagining, but like same continuity. And it will
Okay,
have
hold up,
your-
Dan. You're not allowed to like speak on this topic.
Okay, Kevin,
What?
we're on a podcast. We're not going to have this argument right now.
I feel like this is the
No,
perfect
no,
time
no.
to have an
I'm
argument.
curious.
Okay.
Okay.
You probably already know about
I
this.
have heard this argument so many times.
It's Dan's reboot versus sequel philosophy that just fucking annoys me.
No, it's the difference between remake and reboot. A reboot doesn't necessarily require a continuity change, but a remake is essentially doing the exact same story over again. So, like, I would consider the sequel trilogy of Star Wars a reboot because it's kind of restarting the franchise, even though it's not completely wiping out what happened before.
I think you just use reboot to mean what most people refer to as soft reboot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which
so
is
you can
just
say
a
that if you
sequel after a
want. Dan, you're just using a definition that nobody else uses, which is to say you're wrong. I
think my
don't know what to
definition's
tell you.
right.
Well, Dan,
You can't just redefine words.
I just
no, you didn't. You just were wrong.
nope.
So the idea is it's probably going to follow the same continuity, but just like get rid of Gandhi and do some things differently.
There was a idea that they had that Gandhi wasn't actually a clone of Gandhi, but a clone of some other guy.
Oh yeah, I
All the
saw
whole
that.
time, and they were like, "Oh, haha, he wasn't Gandhi the whole time."
That changes
That
everything.
would be such a twist, though. Actually,
And yeah, it would be so good.
they'd have to reveal that within the first 5 minutes too. Just
Yeah.
like everyone gets unfrozen, and then it's like, hey, not Gandhi. I've been meaning to tell you, you're not actually a clone of Gandhi. He's like, say what?
Say what?
Yeah, the board of shadowy figures. The reason why they came all the way is just to tell Gandhi that he isn't actually Gandhi.
Oh, we dug up the wrong guy. You're just some random dude.
You know, how would you react if you were just like, hey, you are not actually a clone of the person you spent your entire life thinking you were?
I'd probably feel
It's
relieved
hard
that
for
I don't
me
have to live up to
imagine-
Gandhi.
It's hard to imagine that situation when I'm already not a clone to begin with.
Okay, what if someone came up to you and said,
Luke,
hey,
you're a
you
clone
are
of
a
Luke.
clone of someone from like a million years ago?
That would be really confusing and kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah. One thing that's really interesting is that JFK's accent is genetic, which I didn't realize. You know, like I always thought it was
Yeah.
because he grew up in Massachusetts, but apparently not.
That's
And
when the
this-
genes mutated.
Well, you find out a lot of shit when you clone somebody.
JFK.
Maybe-
Great.
JFK was the best character, honestly.
Without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Like
He deserves the hype that he gets in like the memes.
I feel
he is an asshole, but he's an asshole in such a likable way that I don't care. You know,
Well,
like
the pop cool. There's a reason why he's so popular. You know.
Luke, who was
Yeah,
the character
exactly.
you said that I would either hate or unironically like?
JFK,
which is it?
I think.
Yeah, so what's it gonna be, Kevin?
I don't know.
Oh.
He was like kind of funny.
I think Abe Lincoln is an asshole in like a very relatable way. You know,
No,
I can see somebody in real life being like Abe Lincoln,
Yeah.
and so
I
that makes
literally
it way
cannot.
worse to me.
Yeah, I can't.
I
Like,
can't.
he's
you
so
can't possibly be
self-aware.
That oblivious.
I mean, okay, like obviously exaggerated a little bit, but like I see the stuff in him that I could imagine hating a real
Yeah.
person for.
It's a trope that could exist in real life.
Whereas JFK is so absurdly over the top that it's like kind of its own thing.
I actually think for the best character, it's between Mr. Butlertron and JFK. I really like Mr. Butler.
All right, yeah, Mr. Butlertron was pretty good too.
I loved his
He was
two-tone
fun.
intonation. That was just
I
cool.
don't know. I liked Goth, not GF.
I like the
Listen.
the head of
She
the
reminded me of
figure.
the Goth GF from Total Drama, the blue-haired one, whatever her name was.
Yeah. The one that
I
got
liked
the epic-
Joan every moment that she wasn't just simping over Abe.
Yeah.
But
that's
anytime
true.
she was like, "Oh man, I love Abe Lincoln so much," I'm just like, "Bitch, move on, okay? You
I
could
was
do
fine
Yeah.
with
so
it. It
much
didn't really
better."
annoy me that much.
She could do so much better.
Yeah,
I
but look
feel
at how
like-
tall he is.
See, I think it kind of
So?
worked for Abe and Joan as a couple because they're both simps. Like, they're both equally simps. Like, they can relate.
It's
Abe
not
is
like they're
also
simping
a
over
god.
each other, though.
No.
It's just an unbalanced relationship.
That would be way worse if they were simping over each
It'd be
other.
like a black
Oh no,
hole.
that wouldn't be worse. That would be
Simping-
basically a healthy relationship.
No, if you, I
Simping
feel like
over each
simping-
other would just be a classic, like, high school drama cliche, you know? Like, they both really like each other, but they're too scared to actually say anything.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
a part of simping is just unrequited. So if they're both simping over each other, but they both don't want to actually like be with each other, it's kind of like fucking weird.
I don't...
Well,
That's,
I feel
that's,
like
that's
if
an
you turn,
interesting proposition.
if you turn two simp energies towards each other, I feel like it cancels out and either creates like a sort of normal relationship, or it makes it worse and it creates a black hole of affection and self-destruction.
I'm not sure
okay,
that
clarify
simping-
black hole relationship. I don't understand that. What does that mean? They absorb all the
They both
love from
like
everyone.
each other.
I'm not sure that simping requires it to be unrequited. I feel like it's just the energy of I'm going to care a whole lot about this person and not have any self-respect for myself because I
Alright.
don't know how to actually exist as a person. If two people do that to each other, it's a little bit weird, you know, a little bit unhealthy, but like better than a simp and unrequited, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair. My favorite part of the show was when I fucking don't remember their names. Not Goth GF.
Cleo?
Yeah, it was Cleo was trying to suffocate whatever her name is.
Joan.
Joan, yes,
Yeah.
Joan, yeah. She was trying to and then
Kevin,
she
these are the main characters.
shut up.
They're also historical figures.
Shut up. So she was trying to suffocate her, and then they had this little moment where they talked. She said something stupid, and then Joan just like picked her legs all the way up, grabbed her face, and
Yeah.
slammed her into the wall. I had to go back and watch that a couple times. It was so impressive.
A couple times. Kevin was just rewinding this. Like,
I was
for
just dying. I was
solid
like,
20 minutes.
And then they drew the line vertically.
yeah, for the north and south.
So Joan had to like crawl along the wall to keep on her side of the room.
Along the up and down axis, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they
Just to
called it the
clarify.
joke was north and south.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like saying north and south makes it sound like it's not over that axis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like that's not how north and south works.
No, north is up, south
Yeah.
is down. That's
The
how it
Civil
works.
War was just about like Earth versus space, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The sky people versus the mole men.
Stonewall Jackson was the underminer.
You know, I really liked when they said nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. You guys probably didn't notice this because it's such a subtle reference, but it was actually a joke about how bad things do happen to the Kennedys.
No
No
way.
way.
I also like
Yeah.
how what seemed to be just like an episode gag turned into like Cleo and Abe's actual relationship. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
love that.
he fell asleep and won the race, and now that's the whole show.
Yep. I thought that was just going to be a joke. It was going to be like the hard reset that cartoons do, but no, it stuck.
Yeah. Also, like Ponce's. This is completely unrelated to
No, I was gonna
this.
bring this
But
up.
Ponce's death was so brutal.
I was gonna
Like-
bring that up.
Like he
Yeah.
tied his hands together, got stabbed in the neck, put a plastic bag over his head, and drowned in his own blood. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
You hear that and you think, oh, this man must have been murdered or something. Nope, it was a inadvertent litter death after he
Yeah.
made littering cool at Clone High.
It was a cran apple orange juice that stabbed him in the neck.
I'm going to be honest with Ponce. I actually thought he was a clone of like Henry Fonda, but raised up to think he was the Fonz. And then I realized, oh, Ponce de Leon. Okay.
No, yeah, it was just Ponce de Leon raised to think he was the Fonz.
Which is better. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
He was.
I know I'm
his
not
voice
gonna
was
live
so
forever.
soothing.
There's no such thing as a fountain of youth.
Yeah. Yeah, like his voice and the head of the shadowy figure's voices were so like soothing. Like they had such nice, smooth voices. It
Yeah.
was always nice to listen to him.
It was weird because I wouldn't have thought that the leader of the shadowy figures would have a voice like that, and it's like, oh, that's nice, you know?
Yeah, he should release a Snowflake Day album.
Yeah.
The songs in each episode were like surprisingly good.
Yeah, I listened to the the full version of the intro song, and it's really good. Like the lyrics are really clever.
What's
The intro song I liked a lot.
Yeah.
I thought the other ones were
The
like
other songs I
hilariously
didn't
cheesy
really
that I'm
care
just
about.
like, you know what? I'm into it.
Makeover,
Yeah.
makeover.
They played that 10 times.
That was
The
great.
one that like the first one that was like, oh wait a minute, the show has like music in it, was when they're both sitting on like the bridges that was parallel to each other, like a foot apart.
They were
Oh, yeah.
ducks.
Yeah, they weren't.
I like how they would use actual songs but change the lyrics. I appreciated that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Mm.
Like the Buffalo Springfield song.
That was when I
For what
realized
it's
they were
worth.
changing the lyrics.
Yeah.
What was
Also,
the song?
did
Oh,
what were you saying, Will?
I was gonna say, what was the song they used for Snowflake Day? It was like, it's like,
Oh.
licky, 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 blah, blah,
That was a beautiful rendition, Will.
Thank you, Will. I'll make sure to bass boost that when we upload this.
They should have used Snowlation.
Did that exist?
Probably not. No, not at all. Actually, never mind.
Not at all. It didn't even exist a little bit.
Makeover. That's stuck in my head now that someone
Get it out
said
of your
that.
head, bro.
Yeah.
I can't.
Out of your head and into song.
I just need to have a makeover now.
Oh, in my notes here, I have makeover
I would like to
suicide.
see a makeover. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, that's a good line.
When
It's like,
was
At
hey,
the
you know
same
what
Are
time
you
it
thinking
is?
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking? Suicide.
Oh, we both said suicide. Nobody said makeover.
We're both Joan of Arc in this scenario.
I think if I were to be one of them, I would be Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear visions from God, and I was burned at the stake.
yeah.
I was
I gotta say, this is probably the most historically accurate depiction of Thomas Edison I've ever seen.
Probably. I mean, what have you seen with Thomas Edison in it?
Nothing.
Oh, you know what? He was in that.
That's a good point.
He was in the history fair.
Oh
We
yeah,
had a video of him on the Chromebook. Yeah.
that's true. And we had a light bulb connected to a poster board.
Yeah. Dude, we got 100 on that.
Also,
You have to look up
I just looked
cultural
this up because I
depictions.
wasn't sure. Actual Joan of Arc died at age 19.
Oh.
So, clone
She's still got
Joan
time
of
to die.
Arc must be, like, pretty similar in age to actual, like highest power value Joan
Whoa.
of Arc.
Okay, how old was Ponce? Because they
He was
gave his
at
age-
least a whole ass man.
No, but
Whole-ass
they gave his
man.
age at one point when he died. I remember like thinking I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back to this later.
Born 1474, died 1521.
No, but like
Yeah, his grave had his actual lifespan on there.
Yeah, it was like 2 different dates. I don't remember
Yeah.
what the second one was.
Oh, you're saying when clone Ponce
Yeah,
de Leon
sorry,
died.
sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
I then just
No,
clicked
the
on
important one.
the link. I then clicked on the Wikipedia link on Ponce, thinking that it would bring me to like the character, and it did not.
Yo, guys, can you believe this famous dude is named after Ponce de Leon?
Yo.
Hi. This is such an influential show.
Yeah,
They even made reference to all the little jokes that were in Clone High. Dan, did you just change your profile picture?
Maybe.
It's too early.
It's too early.
I
You
know,
have to
but
wait
what even
until.
is it? I
What
can't
if I
see
do
it.
later.
What is it?
then it's not October yet. You can't be spooky.
It looks
Wait.
like the Yeti from Monsters Inc.
It's just werewolves.
Oh.
Yes.
Of London.
Okay, so he was 16.
He was 16. Okay.
I think they
so,
were- I think-
so
I mean, they
Joe's
were
got
all-
a couple more years.
They were all in their junior year, you know? They were all like 15 or 16.
No, I think he said
That
Or 16 or 17, I guess.
and talking about the death of the
They
actual
did.
one.
Yeah, they did go to prom. That was
Yeah.
kind of weird, but
Twice.
yeah, makes enough sense. I really liked the SAT episode for some reason.
The PXJT.
trucking dude. Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
PXJT standardized tests.
Yeah, that was the
I don't-
trucking dude was awesome.
I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know why, but these standardized test jokes like really hit differently for me. I just thought those were fucking hilarious.
Maybe you should try to eliminate 2 of the options.
Yeah, exactly.
wait. But Alexander Prep Course has been dead.
For 40 years.
Just floating down the street.
I also really liked how every single episode was a very special episode of Clone High.
That was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
The narrator guy was just great.
A very special.
The narrator
Abe Lincoln.
was also Will Forte, yeah.
Yeah.
Will Forte.
He's also...
At first,
They called him Pun Dog, I think. He called himself Pun Dog.
Oh yeah.
So that's another alias he has. Will Forte, narrator, Abe Lincoln, and Pun Dog.
And Lego Abe Lincoln.
Yes.
man, imagine being an actor. You must live so many different lives. Also, you guys noticed the film festival episode? In the audience, there's Hitler.
Oh yeah.
I did not notice that.
Legitimately.
No, I didn't.
I didn't.
I kind of thought about that at some point. Like, hey, you think that they cloned
I
Hitler?
did think about
But,
that.
no, they did. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
there.
I'm
I
seeing
like
that
to
now.
imagine he's just like a really chill dude.
Wait.
You know?
Wait, okay, so
Well, I mean, he's probably not being abused his entire life, so he doesn't get radicalized and become
We
a
don't
monster.
know
you
that. We don't know that.
I said
We don't know
probably.
that.
I said
I mean,
probably.
he had to choose to shave his mustache like that, right?
You know,
genetic.
that's a good point.
Well,
Genetic.
he's just
Also,
trying
what-
to live up to his real life counterpart.
What 15-year-old has a Hitler stash? I mean,
Hitler.
what of anybody has a Hitler stash? But like even worse that they're 15.
I mean, if anybody's going to do it, it would be Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
So I'm on
So-
the Ponce de Leon Clone High fandom page, and on the right, where it says popular pages, there is JFK, and the picture is Clone Hitler. And then,
Whoa.
and then there's
Bro.
Abe Lincoln, and the picture is Cleo. 3 of the
Weird.
pictures
Wow.
are
That's an
Cleo.
intense political stance that the Clone Hive fandom is taking.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
you can't just say JFK's literally Hitler.
I mean, they both died,
Literally
so
clone Hitler, though. Not real.
They both got shot.
They both fit the entire freshman class into 10 lockers.
Aw.
I mean, how big
I-
could the freshman class be?
I can't believe that
why is
Clone
there
High
a
student
freshman
body
class?
managed to flip over the pool.
Well, that was,
It's
just,
on
that was
fire.
just Genghis. That was just Genghis.
Yeah,
He flipped
Oh,
the
yeah.
bitch himself.
and then he set it on fire.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan was also like he was a good like side character, you know?
Yeah.
He showed up every once in a while and you're like, ha, Genghis Khan.
He
I don't
gave-
think that's what Genghis Khan was actually like at all. I don't know why he was so large.
Do you think that Genghis Khan in real life sang beautiful opera?
He must have.
It's
Yeah,
genetic,
why else did
obviously.
they put it in there?
We also saw that clone Genghis Khan was like absurdly well endowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And his dick was apparently made of concrete.
Concrete, bro.
It was ripping up the floor as he was walking.
I was wondering one thing about the clones. Was Napoleon the only one with an accent? Because I was looking for that, and I could
JFK?
only- Well,
Come on,
JFK, good one. But like aside from that, like none of them really had accents. Like
Most of them don't have
I mean, they just
accents,
did it
was
when they thought it
relating
would
to
be funny.
to their original person.
Like, how would you play an ancient Egyptian accent? I feel like that would be hard.
I was thinking more like the French people and the Indian
Dan, you're
people.
always thinking about French people.
I can't help that.
Dan, always thinking about French people and trying to get us to learn Latin.
That was a good idea.
Dan, listen. I'm not gonna say that there are any bad ideas,
I mean,
I will.
So anyway,
Thanks for being so bold, Luke.
you notice that in one of the episodes, the band plays like a band version
Well,
of the
that's
theme
the
song.
that's the film festival episode because that's where they go fucking buck wild at a cross country meet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
And in all my experience, that's never happened. They've never flipped the bitch, unfortunately.
Well, maybe you just weren't running fast enough.
Oh yeah, JFK is just like lightning fast. And also-
I would like to get a band to play the Clone High theme song. That would be so good.
I don't know. It's not really
Start a
high on
band.
my commissioned songs for a band. You know.
What is?
I feel like the total drama theme.
That would be weird for like a marching band. I don't
That
know.
would be so funny. Imagine the Macy's Day Parade and they're just like, "Go, mom and dad, I'm doing fine."
I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen any total drama anything.
never have I.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, the first season is at least good. I don't
Yeah.
really remember anything else.
It's
It
a
always
crime
seemed
who won
dumb
the first
to me
season, though.
when I first saw it.
What'd you
I'm
say,
not
Kevin?
gonna spoil it, but it's a crime who won the first season.
Oh yeah, I've heard you complain about it.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
I don't remember who you were complaining
Oh,
about,
okay,
but I
good.
remember the complaints.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care.
what if it gets voted in at some point?
Then I don't really care about spoilers. I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I remember from Total Drama Island when I like rewatched a couple episodes is that the pacing of the jokes is really strange. Like they'll make a joke and then it's just silent for a couple seconds. It was really
Canada, am I
strange to
right?
look at.
It's
Yep.
it's to give you space for the laugh track. So, how do you guys think that they will pick this up for the next season? Like,
Is it like
where
actually
do you go from here?
confirmed what they're doing? Like that they are doing
I
it?
don't think
Yeah.
there's. It's
I-
confirmed that they're making new Clone High content. I
Yeah.
don't think we know what they're doing.
I
And
don't think they're
also-
going to
He's very
continue.
disappointed
Also,
if
Phil
they
Lord-
didn't use
well-
the finale.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller are still on board. I think it would be awesome if they just like opened the next season. It's like, wow, we were frozen for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I feel like they're just going to have like they're going to do the cartoon rewind button and they're just going to be like, "Yep, nothing bad ever happened," but they're just going to reference it sometimes.
They did say they would like continue the storyline.
Yeah.
There's a storyline.
Oh, okay, so
There was definitely
I would-
a little bit of a storyline.
Yeah, just
I
really
wouldn't want
at the
them
end.
to like. What I really don't want is for them to just reset back to the beginning of the
Yeah, I would
season
hate
and
that.
keep the
Mhm.
same romance plot lines with the same characters. I would either be fine with them continuing what has already happened, or if they rebooted it but by introducing different clones
Well,
and they were like following the other clones instead.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
what
sure
that's
it's
what I was
already
thinking they would do.
confirmed To focus on JFK, Abraham Lincoln, Cleo, Joan.
Yeah,
They
they,
did
they
confirm
didn't
that?
mention Gandhi.
Yeah, I was
Oh
gonna look for that.
no.
He's getting his own spin-off, Planet Gandhi.
Oh man, we were supposed to rescue Gandhi when he went into space. Totally forgot about that one.
Gandhi, do not touch this rocket. JOA. Joan, someone named JOA is putting notes on your rocket.
Do not push this button.
Oh god. I need a break.
I'm so excited for Planet Gandhi.
And it's like the
How
dream
about for
couple-
next week we just review like a vacation or something? Is that too much to
It has
ask?
to be a spooky vacation. Guys, spooky
I don't
island.
want a spooky
All
vacation.
right, guys. Next week on Keep It Kinch of Sound, we're going to hell.
I would do that.
Is hell spooky?
You know I would do that.
Maybe not for another 70 years.
Is hell
The
spooky?
Satanic Temple opened up an art gallery in Salem, Mass, and I want to go.
Oh yeah, I want to go to Salem at some point. Just to, like see the witch museum and stuff too.
That would also be cool to see.
I think I'm supposed to go to the Philadelphia Art Museum this weekend.
Ooh.
Is it going to be spooky?
That's gonna be terrifying.
That's
you
not
ever
what we
seen
asked.
That's a little much. Will. Come on.
Spooky is too high on the spook scale for or terrifying is too high on the spook scale.
Yeah. Spooky.
But yeah, no, the dream couple finally got together, Joan and JFK.
I
Those status
fully
is-
support Joan and JFK.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
episode 2. Like it wasn't out of nowhere.
They can make it if they try, as they say.
Hark!
Way back in the
I
night.
hear the vulnerable. I hear the gentle knock of a vulnerable teenage girl. Yo, wet.
How did he know that was the knock of a vulnerable teenage girl? It sounded like a harsh knocking
did.
too.
No,
He's
it's
a
'cause
ladies'
it's
man.
aggressive
before. It
knocking.
happened so many times before. He knows the pitch.
Yeah, whenever there's a vulnerable teenage girl in what was the town's name? Exclamation point.
USA.
I don't know.
It was something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a vulnerable teenage girl in exclamation point USA, they just go straight to JFK because they have the supple ass of JFK and the supple love of his two gay dads.
No. I don't want it to be supple.
Why not?
I don't know, but I don't want it. I will say also, it's really ballsy that they killed off Ponce, you know?
Yeah.
After he was so important in the rest of the show, for them to just be like, "Oh, we're gonna kill off a character," and then doing
I mean,
it, like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
he had been JFK's best friend for life, you know, and they
I
just
have to
killed him
say,
off.
Yeah,
They make
Yeah.
jokes about that, how it's like other shows will will do that sort of thing where like they set up this extra
Yeah.
character, but like they actually it really felt like he was part of the group. I don't know. It just,
they had tattoos.
Right.
Oh yeah, those the dolphin tattoo that I think Abe got was also referenced in the Lego movie because there was the exact same dolphin in the Lego movie as a Lego piece.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Huh.
imagine getting best friend tattoos at age 15.
And then your
That's
best
pretty
friend,
ballsy, right?
and your
Yeah.
best friend immediately dying. Like,
We don't know
would
that it was
suck.
immediate. They could have gotten the tattoos years ago.
he could have drowned slowly.
Well, then it wouldn't have been at 15
It
when
took
they
them
got the
years to
tattoo.
drown.
I thought about drowning for 3,000 years. I would be less concerned about my best friend suddenly dying and more concerned about, like, what if I stop being friends with this person I'm friends with in fucking high school?
I mean, if my best
Yeah.
friend suddenly died, I'd be pretty concerned.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's not what I mean.
What? Literally, how else could I have interpreted that?
I
Okay,
know what
when
he
you
means.
get a tattoo,
Yeah.
Kevin, with someone's name on it, you're not thinking, oh shit, what if they die tomorrow?
Oh, okay. That's what you mean. I had literally no idea what you were talking. Like, I wouldn't really care if like one of my best friends just died immediately, and I'm like,
What?
It's like so, like yeah, I guess they died, but what if I don't really like them anymore in a few years?
I mean, they did say they hate each other right before he
I
died.
mean, I'm
Yeah, but he
friends
also
with,
said
I'm
that-
fine with best friends dying, but like tattoos, that's too much.
Tattoos are for people who are punk.
no, getting a tattoo
Like
means you
JFK.
immediately die. That's just what you sign up for.
Like JFK and Abraham Lincoln.
They just stab you with the needle and then you die.
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth actually gave Lincoln a tattoo in the theater.
Wow.
The ink in tattoos is actually poison. You die from the
The
poison.
ink in tattoos is actually bullets.
Yeah,
And they inject it into you.
John Wilkes Booth gave Abe Lincoln a poison tattoo and then got impatient and shot him in the head.
Yeah, and it was a dolphin.
Yeah. They say that when Abe Lincoln heard the gunshot, he was about to say "dinger" right before the bullet went through his head.
Let's not
Yeah.
let's not get into this. I feel like this isn't the thing to talk about.
But dude, the legs on the head into the wall. That was
Oh,
crazy.
you're talking about Joan flipping Cleo.
Oh,
I
okay.
had absolutely no idea what you're talking about for a minute.
I was really trying to figure that one out.
I thought you might have had a stroke, maybe.
The legs on the head into the wall.
It was
I thought-
pretty self-explanatory.
I thought you were talking about that guy who's really good at video games from regular show. The guy who's just a
Oh,
head with
yeah,
legs
yeah.
and arms.
Oh,
Yeah, my favorite Clone
Garrett
High
Bobby
character.
wait, wasn't his?
Ferguson?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So, yeah.
It was, yeah.
It was
It was
that.
My favorite character in the show, definitively, is Gandhi's remaining kidney, played masterfully by the one and only Michael J. Fox.
Oh yeah, I was looking at
Oh,
that
yeah.
earlier.
You guys look
I
at
did
shit
not know that.
while watching shows? I was watching.
No, I'm doing that now.
When I first said this cast
What,
was
you guys
stacked
look at
and they
shit?
made fun of me, I saw that and I'm like,
I have eyes.
I didn't
Also-
make fun of you, Dan. I just said that you say that a lot of casts are stacked.
yes.
Yeah, I feel like you say that that's the most
I do
words
say
you've
that a lot.
spoken this year.
I have said more words than that.
The most words you've
Listen, if we did a .wc to check the words that have come out of his mouth, it's probably just gonna say stacked cast.
It would be up there. As far as individual phrases go, that's probably one of the most used phrases by Dan.
Dan has only said stacked cast 3 times in the group chat.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
how many
know-
phrases does he use?
Okay, actually, he said it more since I last checked, but other than he said it 5 times. But I don't know. Dan has a lot of stupid catchphrases.
I do. I have a lot.
What? Like what?
Zooey mama.
Yeah.
What's up with all this?
Is that a catchphrase?
Oh yeah, wait. One Clone High.
Yeah, it's a
question.
catchphrase.
I have a relevant question. Was Marilyn Manson a clone, or was it actually Marilyn Manson showing up?
No, that was just Marilyn
I
Manson.
think it was just Marilyn Manson. Marilyn
Okay.
Manson's not dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
that's what I
he was a
was
guest
thinking.
speaker.
I mean,
Because
one
do
thing
they
is,
have
like,
to be
clones
dead?
and 11
Like, what if that
year-olds.
happens in the next?
Oh no, yeah.
season?
In the theme song, they say it was they dug up fame. I mean, I guess if they were buried but also still alive, they could be.
No, like, what if that's the new thing? They just start cloning people who they think will be historical figures.
I mean, it could happen, but I don't think they did that with Marilyn Manson. I think that was just Marilyn Manson.
No, yeah, because remember
Marilyn
when
Manson,
Marilyn Manson
was also roughly Marilyn Manson to age, so
Yeah.
they would have needed to clone Marilyn Manson pretty early on.
they're like, this baby is going to be a rock icon. But yeah, also Marilyn Manson was in part of the raid of Prom with the shadowy figures at the end. In the
Yeah, they brought back a lot of the extra characters for that. I don't know why.
So they could all bring him back for the reboot.
to make it a big. Yeah, they knew there was going to be a reboot in 17 years when they made the show.
I thought it was in the
Dude,
And
that's actually crazy I didn't even realize, I didn't think about the fact that this show is
wait,
practically our age.
Yeah.
the reboot's just gonna be a clone of the show.
Very
Are they gonna-
profound,
Are
Will.
they gonna dig up the show?
A teenage clone of the.
Is this show a
Of Clone
historical
High.
figure?
Like they could have. You know what I'm trying to say.
No, yeah, they're gonna use a self-insert, and it's gonna be the clone of Clone High.
How do you clone a show as a person? What do they do?
We'll find out when they do it.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
There's no
I'll
confirmed
see.
release, right? Like that's super far off.
They're just saying that they are doing it.
Okay, yeah. I
It's
think-
probably not
It'll happen.
too far off, but it's probably a few years.
What will come out first? This reboot, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, or the Minecraft movie?
Probably this reboot,
Does
honestly.
it have to be a
Yeah, at this
competition?
rate.
I don't think the Minecraft movie is coming out anytime soon. I think the FNAF movie, based on what we've heard, it could.
I hope.
I haven't heard anything about the FNAF movie, so I don't think it's ever coming out.
Me too.
There's not too much to hear. They turned one of the scripts into that other movie that wasn't
Yeah.
FNAF. What the fuck was that?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember that being a thing, but I don't remember what movie it was.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Dude, you think since since the same people made Clone High and Spider-Verse, the plot of Spider-Verse 2 is going to be the Clone Saga, but with historical figures. We
It's
dug
just
up all the ancient Spider-Men and cloned them.
No, they're just gonna like make an actual Clone High season 2 and then put it in the theater instead. You know?
It's like a 4.5-hour movie. That would
They're
be
just
good.
gonna add Miles Morales to Clone High. He got kicked out of his prestigious school because he purposely failed all his tests, and like, okay, you're getting sent here.
You're
Just
getting
like-
sent to the Clone High School.
No, it's like My Gym Partner's a Monkey, where they sent that kid.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna fucking say that. Because his last name was Lion.
They're gonna make
How am I so
JFK
predictable?
look like Tom Holland and then re-release it.
How
Okay,
did all of
Kevin,
you know I was
the-
gonna say that?
This is purely coincidence. The other day, Matt messaged me, and he just sent me the intro theme to My Gym Partner's a Monkey. It wasn't edited or anything. I thought it was gonna be a meme, but it was literally just the opening of My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
That's good. That's a subversion of expectations right there.
That's
I
good.
told him it's alright, but it's no Danny Phantom theme.
My job is to give context to jokes before they happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
I was gonna reference something, but I had like a little stroke, a small one.
So anyway, any final thoughts and or recommendations about Clone High? Would you recommend it
Cleo
to a
was a
friend?
thought.
One
Leo
week
was a
Fuck
thought.
you, Lincoln.
I
Fuck
thought
Abe
it was
Lincoln.
anime. And then 6
What?
days and an hour ago, I thought it was a kid show. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Very good.
Go into it expecting at some point to have a pretty good rock opera on your hands.
Dude, at first when I heard about this, I had no idea what it was because I learned about this last week. I had no idea. And I was watching the show and I still had no idea. But then like it wasn't the intro, it was like the middle episode cuts, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've fucking seen that before. I think I've actually seen just like the middle cuts on TV before.
What do you mean just the middle cuts?
It would like before the commercial break and after the commercial break, they had like a little thing that just said like Clone High and it had like DNA or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
I've seen
So,
that before.
how?
I think I was like flipping channels or something, and I might have seen it.
That's a deep
right.
memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the premise of the show I had never thought about before, but it's so good.
No writer will. You will never make a cartoon.
That sounds like the setup to a
I was
meme where
about
you
to
then
say that.
spit out your cereal when Will makes a
I was-
cartoon. All right, Will, get on it.
This guy will never make a cartoon. Will makes a cartoon.
I think Kevin's right.
Will, don't act
No
so
way.
defeatist. Make a cartoon. Follow my
Will,
dreams
you
of
better
you
make
making you a
fucking
cartoon.
What? You guys are. This isn't even my dream. This is your
I
dream
said-
about me.
That's
Yeah,
literally
but
what I just
enough
said.
of us, if enough of us have the dream about you doing it, then you're kind of obligated to.
Yeah, Will, that's what I said.
know?
I said follow my dream of you making a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Let's
I
just
guess,
make Let's just make Will a cartoon instead.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
don't
if-
make me a cartoon. I'm in every cartoon.
If
Will,
Will,
you'd be a good
won't make
cartoon.
us a cartoon, what if we clone Will and we raise the clone to make cartoons?
That would be kind of cool.
That would be awesome. We could make a bunch of different clones of Will, and they all do different things. You know, they all have different professions, like the Kirby fighting game, where there's just a bunch of different Kirbys that do different things.
Let me know when you guys need my blood.
We could make a Japanese Will that makes anime.
How are we gonna make a Japanese Will? How do we clone Will in a way that makes him Japanese?
Clone
Boolean.
him,
Just
clone
like
him
true.
and send him to. So wait, Will could either be Japanese or not Japanese? Is that, is
Yeah.
that how it works? It was just like a 50-50
I mean,
chance when he was born?
As far as we know.
Yeah, I
we
guess
could
that's true.
maybe make like a Will's son who's Japanese. You know,
Yeah.
we could do that.
Wilson.
Combine up some Will
Wilson.
and random Japanese DNA.
I mean, that's the origin of how that name exists.
Yeah, it just made me chuckle.
Wilson.
That kid would turn out to be a volleyball. So
Or
anyway,
any
we ready to move on to the suggestions for next week?
I am absolutely ready.
Me too.
Alright, so remember, fellas, this is Spooky Month. Well, it's not Spooky Month yet, but is going to be Spooky Month next week. Therefore, we're only allowed a certain level of
It's gonna be
spookiness,
Spooky
you know?
Month tomorrow.
The council will decide if it's spooky enough, okay? So that means, Dan, don't recommend Doom, because I'm gonna say that Doom isn't spooky.
I'm not.
That's what I decided earlier.
Room.
I know.
What about
I just-
Half-Life?
No, definitely not. Half-Life's not spooky.
Yeah, it's not. So who's going first?
I'll go first. So, this was technically a recommendation that Kevin told me to recommend, but I'm willing to put it in. The web series Interface. It's anime. I think I don't know who here was there when we watched it. But it's very well animated on YouTube. The first, it's split into like chapters or acts or something. The first one of those is about an hour long, and then he hasn't finished the second one yet. So all of the episodes are like less than 2 hours probably. It's very interesting. There's weird demon monster things. There's a big mystery going on. It kind of starts off slow, like you're not really sure what's happening, but then as it goes, it gets to be very fun indeed.
Psh, no spoilers.
I
Sounds
just
exciting.
said it's gonna be fun. It's not a spoiler.
All right, so I'm gonna recommend Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion on Steam. It's free. I don't think it was free before, but it's free now.
Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
Yes. Can you survive
look-
1,000
can I look
rooms
this up?
of cute terror? Or will you break once the
Oh,
cuteness starts
no.
to fade off and you're running for your life from the unspeakable, hideous beings that shake and rather than the bowels of the house? They
Did
wait
you
for
just,
you.
like,
They
look
wait
up
and hunger for
free-to-play
meeting you.
Steam games. Oh my god.
What did
This is
I look up?
This is an interesting. Did you just like look up free-to-play Steam game?
No. Last year I made a Reddit post saying a spooky game. Well, last year I looked on Reddit trying to find like spooky games, and someone said Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, and I'm like, ooh. And I just remembered that from last
Alright.
year.
Oh, the reviews are very positive. Steam says it's similar to Danganronpa. I don't know if that's true, but
Wow.
that's what I'm getting. All right.
All right,
Who's
I can suggest next. I'm suggesting an album this week, and I've been grappling between two of them, but I think I'm deciding I'm going to suggest Michael Jackson's 33-time platinum Thriller.
All right.
It's a good album, and it has spook. It's spooky, you know.
I've heard.
The other album,
Spook there.
the other album that I
No,
was
you only get
thinking
one.
of suggesting. Well, I'm not suggesting this. The other album I was thinking of suggesting was Chilling, Thrilling Sounds of the Haunted House. But the reason why I didn't suggest it is because it's just sound effects.
I totally would have voted for that.
No.
I would
How
have.
are you going to talk about sound effects for like an hour?
Just make the sound effects for an hour. How long is the video?
Well, it's not a video. It's an album that came out in 1964.
Oh, 1964. So it's like retro spooky sounds then.
Ooh.
The first track is Screams and Groans. But yeah, I'm going with Thriller.
All right.
Who else has? Yeah, Dan.
I think I have my greatest suggestion so far.
I don't want to hear
If
it.
it's a bit of a throwback to childhood Halloween tradition, I'm going to suggest the greatest child Halloween book in the world, The Halloweener. It is a story
I've never
That was
of a
perfect timing.
wiener
Dan.
dog that wants to be accepted by his friends, but he gets a dumb Halloween costume.
I like how you don't even need context that Dan posted whatever, like the picture in Discord because you could hear his keyboard.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Dan,
I'm
if
guessing
this is
Halloween.
your best suggestion,
This is my
then
best.
that's kind of sad.
I mean, I already disagree that it's your best suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
John
we chose-
Malkovich,
because
I
we
voted
chose
for
one of
that.
them.
Yeah.
Look
You
at
know,
it.
I'm gonna say
Foundation
this is
Halloween
Dan's best
costume.
suggestion.
Thank you, Kevin.
I
I'm not
don't
gonna vote
think
for
that's a compliment.
I'll take what I can get.
Oh,
Alright.
oh wait, it's by this guy.
Yeah.
Is this the Captain Underpants guy?
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
read a single Captain
All right,
Underpants.
that brings it up a point for me. It brings it up a single point in my book. I don't know. I'm still not sure.
What is the maximum amount of points in your book?
It's more of a tally. Like, there's not really a maximum number of points. You just kind of have points. You lose points. You can't have negative points.
Dan's just a dog in a costume trying to fit in with the other dogs.
Pretty good analysis of my life.
So
Alright.
anyway, Tim, do you have a suggestion?
I do, and I think I'm going to bring back a suggestion from earlier. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and that would be Luke's suggestion of the SCP Foundation website. Now, I think that is adequate amounts of spooky. Just
Is
the
it?
preliminary.
Yeah, definitely.
spooky. Yeah,
No, definitely.
yeah. I think it would just be fun to go around and look for your, just to, like, through a bunch of SCPs. We could all find our own unique ones that
Mhm.
none of us found or like that we
Yeah.
find but no one else does. And just
I-
talk
My
about it.
plan
As far
for
as
it was going
I know,
to be,
this is just a website with other weird websites on it.
Well, it's like a
it's
bunch of descriptions.
not. It's
and
like-
stuff
it's
about,
like-
yeah.
it's like creepypasta entries, basically.
Okay.
Some of them are more like funny, spooky than others, but they're all meant to be spooky to some extent.
Yeah, I checked it out pretty recently, and like they're all fairly short, or like at least most of them seem to be. So it wouldn't be hard to just like go through and find the ones that you would like to talk about, and then we could all just talk about the ones
Yeah.
that we thought were interesting.
My plan for this would be if it were to be chosen, then we would have a few that we would all look at just to have some kind of like common ground, just like the really popular ones,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
like go explore to your heart's desire. It's a really big website, but it has some good ones.
My heart
It has-
desires a lot.
The most famous one, definitely. I think that this was what kind of inspired the whole website. I'm not sure about that. Is one that works like the Weeping Angels from Doctor
Yeah,
Who.
yeah, I
if
know
you're
that
not-
one.
If you're not looking at it, if you're not looking at it, then it moves towards you in order to kill you, and if you blink, then it moves towards you. And they made a game about it.
That's cool.
Okay, and we have a suggestion from Kyle as well that he put into the chat. I'm not sure if this is gonna be another album by the same group. So it is an album. It's he said The Seer Swans. I don't know which one is. I feel like Swans is the album name here, but I really have no idea.
I don't know. I think this. I don't know actually. I think probably Swans is the group, just because it's after.
Swans is okay. Yeah, The Seer is the name of the
Okay.
album. Cool. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna read the
So
Yeah.
he wrote that stylistically, the album draws a jagged line through a universe of serious apocalyptic music, from country blues to free jazz to drone, and the brutal, hypnotic guitar rock Glenn Branca and Sonic Youth. Sonic Youth?
Sonic.
That's a name. Well, Gira was still moaning into the void. I find this album genuinely scary. I recommend listening in a dark room with headphones in one straight shot. Alright, that's interesting. I already forgot which one is which. It's The Seer. I'm never gonna know that. I'm never gonna remember it. Okay, so we're gonna do normal voting system here. So don't vote for your own. In the case of Tim's, which was my suggestion, Tim, don't vote for it, but I can, just
Okay.
to make that clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so say I if you like it. Interface.
Aye.
Aye.
I.
That's 4 right there. Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. Aye.
Aye. Wait, can
Alright.
no, never mind.
Dan, you said aye, right?
I said aye.
Okay. I saw your thing light up. I didn't really hear, so I wasn't sure.
Aye.
Thriller.
Aye.
That's 1 and 1 loud exhalation from Nick. The Halloweener.
Ouch.
Cool. Sorry for those Halloweener fans. It
Turns
it
out that
did
one
get-
point wasn't enough.
Yeah, it got a single point in my book, maybe like 2 or 3 points total, but yeah, nah.
My feelings.
SCP Foundation.
Aye.
So that was 3, I believe, and then The Seer. Aye.
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 Okay, that's 3. So it looks like we are watching Interface.
Yes.
Wahoo!
Yippee.
Man, this one is like I've seen it a couple times by now, but I really enjoy it.
I'm
I
very
literally
excited to watch it.
I
brought
saw it a
this up.
couple months ago, but I really want to watch it again just because it's nice.
literally
There's definitely
yesterday.
a lot of things.
I
in
brought
it.
this up to my roommate, and I was like, I told you we had to watch this last October, and we didn't, so we have to watch this. And so now I'm gonna watch it with my roommate.
I kind of did that with my friends, where I'm like, hey guys, I wanted to watch Monster House for Halloween, and then we didn't, so we watched it for Christmas instead.
Yeah, so there's 21 episodes by now, so I believe that the first 12 are considered Act 1. So you can watch all of that in one go. That's like a whole thing, and then the rest of them are just individual episodes. And they're all 5 minutes, so it's probably like 2 hours ish.
Okay, cool.
Maybe less than that. Probably less.
I think
than
it's less than that.
that. But there's definitely a lot that we can talk about, so I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
very
just like,
open.
Yeah. There's also a lot of things that tie into the earlier episodes, so
Hmm.
that's also cool. So if you haven't seen it before, you might want to watch it twice. What? 2 times?
You could just watch it backwards.
So I feel like it wouldn't like it's something that you could watch backwards, and it would
Go ahead.
It wouldn't like make it horrible.
Eh,
Backwards,
I mean,
as in like watching the episodes in reverse
No, no,
order,
like,
or watching
the
it
whole thing
literally
in
in reverse.
The whole.
Have you
thing
guys
is-
ever seen a documentary called Room 237?
Oh boy.
It is. I was talking about this the other day. It is this fucking stupid ass documentary about the Shining fan theories, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like Shining super fans who are like, oh man, if you pay attention to this thing in The Shining, it's
Well,
actually saying
they're-
that the moon landing was faked.
They're very
Yeah.
stupid Shining fans. That's
Yes.
the thing. It's like, if you look at this post a clear guitar and not someone skiing.
And one of the things that got brought up was somebody said that they watched The Shining. They watched The Shining at the same time as they watched The Shining backwards. So
Yeah.
like they projected them both onto the same screen so that they were watching it forwards and backwards at the same time. And they were like, dude, this is like how Stanley Kubrick meant for you to see, like there's so much deep stuff hidden in here. And it's like, what the fuck are you going on about?
No, yeah, they
I think
said if
Stanley
you did
Kubrick
that,
was making this movie like, oh man, I hope somebody watches this forwards and backwards at the same time so that they understand my genius.
yeah, one of the reasons they gave for that was that in the credits, the name Stanley Kubrick lines up with like a cloud in the sky that looks kind of like Stanley Kubrick. And they were like, "Holy shit, this is meant to be."
So anyway, my point is that the only true way to watch Interface is forwards and backwards at the same time. So you guys better be doing that.
All right, I guess that's what we're gonna do.
I guess that is what we're doing. And remember that if you have suggestions, you can send them in to acubicinchofsound@gmail.com.
Or if you just want to say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get.
Or if you want Kyle to suck my dick.
Yeah, yeah,
Or wait,
Yeah,
no,
that
no,
was
no.
said.
Is it? Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah.
I couldn't
Oh,
remember if it
yeah,
was that
no
way or the
mail.
other way.
I mean,
Been lucky so far.
Yeah, we've gotten an email
I've
a day.
been lucky so far.
And cut.